Welcome back. The U.S. Army is training soldiers into top shape through the Future Soldier Preparatory course. Soldier instructors help inspired individuals reach the physical and academic standards to join the Army. Here to share how these same principles can help students back at school this year is U.S. Army Soldier First Sergeant Eric Immel. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me on.
Now, can you explain what the Future Soldier Preparatory course is and its purpose?
Sure. The Future Soldier Prep course is a program that was designed to educate and train future soldiers to overcome their academic and physical barriers to Army service. Within the program, there are two distinct tracks. The fitness program ensures recruits meet the Army's enlistment body fat composition standards, and the academic program is for recruits who need assistance improving their ASVAB scores, which is the standardized placement test that allows for job or skill opportunities when enlisting into the Army.
Now, what inspired the U.S. Army to establish this program, and how has it evolved since its inception in 2022?
So the Army realized that there's a large propensity of people that are willing to serve. There's just a need to kind of help bring those that are willing to serve to the standards of entrance for the Army. So within our educational program, we focus a lot on test-taking skills, as well as improving word knowledge, reading comprehension, arithmetic, reasoning. And then we allow these trainees within the education program to take practice tests that kind of show where their shortfalls are. And then the instructors and drill sergeants can really help fill in those necessary areas for success for the soldiers before they take their next exam. And then in the fitness program, we take a holistic health approach, and we focus really on the physical readiness aspect as well as the nutrition aspect. So we conduct physical readiness training, and prepare these soldiers' bodies and minds for basic combat training, as well as instruct them through classroom portions on, what is proper fueling for your body, how to make lifelong healthy decisions to ensure that you have that foundation of, physical and holistic health lifestyle.
Now, what are some of the key challenges that face today's youth in achieving their goals?
So I think, like I stated previously, one of the big ones that we've seen is just the standardized test-taking skills. And then, on the physical aspect, really teaching these young men and women, what healthy decisions are as far as portion size, which foods are best to fuel your body, and really instructing them on how to exercise to stay healthy, to stay physically ready, and how to do that over the long term and not just crash course dieting and things like that. Like, we really want them to be prepared to live a long, healthy lifestyle in the Army and then post-service.
Now, what has the response been like from participants, in the program, or what kind of feedback have they given you?
So since the program began, we've had over 26,000 trainees that have graduated the Future Soldier Prep course and continued on into basic training. In our academic portion, you have about a 95% increase in at least one test category when these trainees take their follow-on testing. For the fitness side of it, we have about an 87% graduate within the first 3 weeks and move on to basic combat training. So overall, we have a very high success rate. And, a lot of these trainees, when they move on to basic combat training, the feedback that we receive is this preparation course really gives them a head start into basic training because they understand physical readiness training. They understand, kind of how to march, how to wear your uniform. And they've become leaders when they go on to basic combat training for the trainees that come straight into basic.
Now, what can participants expect before they possibly start the program?
So the first steps are going to be talking to the recruiter, and then those Army recruiters will guide these trainees into if one of these tracks are useful for them, which which one could benefit them or both if necessary. But what they can expect when they come to Fort Jackson here or a future soldier prep course at another installation is that it's going to be standards and discipline. We operate very similar to a basic combat training environment. There's physical readiness training, there's marching, there's all of those things that you would expect in basic training. Those are things that we begin to teach here to ensure that these soldiers are prepared when they move on to basic training and then into their unit of assignment.
Now, what advice would you give to parents or guardians who want to support their children, as they go on through this journey?
I would tell them, the Army has a lot to offer, not only, children coming out of high school, but in general for adults that are looking into this program. There are a lot of education benefits associated with being in the Army, continued education for a bachelor's or a master's degree. There are a lot of opportunities, but, military service also offers you, that foundation for success when you leave the Army. It gives you, standards and discipline. It allows you to work well with a team, to be a leader or to be led. So it really it helps build a well-rounded individual once they leave the Army.
Now, what do you hope to see in the future for the program and and its participants?
I think we have a really good program that we operate here. I would just hope that we can still continue to get the same quality of motivated individuals that come in that really want to buy into the prep course and continue their journey into becoming an Army soldier, and still understand that when you come into the preparatory course, that's what it is. We're doing the educational and the physical fitness side of it, but we're preparing you to go into basic combat training and to become an Army soldier.
Now, how can interested individuals or potential recruits learn more about the preparatory course?
So if they're looking for more information about life in the Army or potentially, joining the Army to be all you can be, they can visit goarmy.com.
All right. Well, I want to thank you so much for sharing that information.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
For more information, you can visit their website at goarmy.com.